Yeah, welcome back to my class again today. Today we want to look at IDE and compiler installation, right? We've looked at some of the introduction into C language. We looked at C structure. So I want to show you the tools that you are going to use to connect to the CRM, to learn the language, and then to write the code that will actually instruct the hardware to whatever it is that you want to do. Now, my channel is religion, science, and technology, right? And my goal is try to bridge the gap between these three realms. I am not actually teaching you programming language. I'm teaching you deeper than that. Why? Because if you really want to learn programming, AI can actually write code faster than anybody now. So what I'm teaching you now is how to be able to come into the position where you understand the prompt that you can give to the AI to give you whatever it is that you want. Because that makes life very easy. Imagine you writing a code, using days to write a code, and AI can write that code in just few seconds. So why do I have to teach you that? So I am teaching you the concept. I'm teaching you how to understand the entire scope, and then being able to give instruction to the AI to write whatever code that you want for you to use. That is my goal, right? That's what I'm trying to achieve. Now, today I want to teach you, I'm going to download an IDE and then I'm going to install it. But before I do that, let me just quickly explain to you these two concepts, right? Within the context of religion. Now, if you look at it this way, you say, this is God, right? So this is God, and then this is man, right? So man trying to communicate with God. Now from this place to this place, right? And then from here to here, back. So in the Christian religious text, we look at man, God communicating with man through what? Through prophet, right? But man communicating back to God through what? Through the priest. So these are the two contexts. Man, God communicating with man through the prophet, and man communicating with God through what? Through the priest in the Old Testament. But even in the Old Testament, somebody played these two roles, which is what? Ezekiel. Ezekiel plays these two roles. Samuel plays these two roles. Melchizedek plays these two roles. In the New Testament, Christ is playing these two roles. So you are looking at a context of this. Now, how do I bring this into this? What I want to show you. Imagine this and this. This one being the what? The IDE, which I'm going to download and install. So I'm going to use code block. This is an IDE that I'm going to use. Why this guy is what? The compiler, right? This compiler converts the language that is being given into an understandable format that man will use. So this man now, I'm considering this to be what? The CPU. That is what I want to do. So here now, I am looking at what? The developer. So the developer is trying to communicate with the CPU with an instruction. So the entire concept, everything here, right, is operating within a language system. Within a language system called C. That is what we want to do. Now, the reason why you are able to understand what I'm saying to you is because we are plugged to the language, to the network of English language. If I change what I'm saying now to my dialect, it's only those people that are plugged to that will be able to understand what I'm saying. Since down is him, and try to explain, take up as one. I go very one. I since try to explain. Now, what I just said now, only those that are plugged to that network can understand what I just said. But for those of you who are also plugged to the English network, you are able to understand what I'm saying. So this is the concept. So this is what we are looking at, and everything is being looked at within the language system of what? C. So I'm going to now download code block, which is an IDE that represents the priest, and I'm going to install it. And while installing it, I will also install the compiler, which is what? A prophet. And then the developer, which is me, will start writing the code. And the priest will assist, the prophet will assist, and it will get to the CPU and will execute it. So let's go to the system and let me download and install the IDE. If you like this class, or if you understood what I said, please put it in the comment section. This is the operating system that is loading, just as I've been explaining to you. The operating system is loading. And then after that, it's going to load to the desktop. And then we'll go to the internet, which is, okay, so this is the operating system that has loaded. Now I'm going to log in. So I log in. Now I am going to open my browser. So this is my browser. I am going to type code block. So that is it. I'll just open that. Now this is code block. Download binary release. I'll close this. Then I'll come to Windows XP. So I'll come to this fourth one. I'm downloading code block with the compiler, main GW compiler. So I can download it from here or from here. So I'll pick this one. So as you can see, it's downloading here. It's downloading. See, one download in progress. All right, my download has finished. Now I'm going to open the folder, show folder. So I'll click this. Then I'll close this. It will show me the folder. It's actually my download. So this is it. Code block main GW setup is inside my download. You can see the part inside my download. Now I'm going to launch it. So I'm going to run it. I'll say run. Then I will click on next. Then I will click on agree. I'm just going to leave everything like this. It's also going to install the main GW compiler suite. So I'll leave everything that way, and then I'll click on next. Then I need 531 MB of space in my hard disk drive, but I have 53 gigs, so that is more than enough. So I'm just going to click on install. So it is installing. See, it's already putting the shortcut on the desktop. During your own installation, it's actually going to take longer time than what you see me presenting to you, because I've had to edit and cut some parts off. So, but the installation process is exactly what I've shown you. So, do you want to run code blocks now? Yes. I can say no and it will finish. If I say no, then next. So click finish to close setup. Now I have finished installation. So this is the code block and this is the shortcut. So I'm just going to launch it. Now it's using the compiler, GNU GCC compiler. That is what it detected that I've already installed. Right? And then I'm going to click on OK. So this is the compiler. Now you are seeing the code block as the IDE, And then you are seeing the compiler that is going to be used. So the compiler is acting as the prophet, while the IDE is acting as the priest. So we click on OK. So both have been installed. And we are waiting for a code block to open the console. Now this is code block. Leave everything as it is. Code block is currently not the default application for C source file. Do you want to set it as default? No, just leave everything as it is because I have other IDs. So leave it as it is. Now I want to create a project. So I want to write my program. Now this is the IDE that you've seen, right? This is the platform that is going to enable me access the C realm. But this is acting as the priest. So I will come to File, then I'll click on New. I'll move to New, then I'll click on Project. Then I'll click on the console application. I'll double click on it. Then welcome to the new console application wizard. This wizard will guide you to create a new console application. So I'll say next. Then I can use this IDE. Please select the language you want to use. Please make a selection. So I'm going to pick C. Then I'll click on next. Then project title. Please select the folder where you want the new project to be created, as well as its title. So I will say demo class, right? And then where do I want to keep it? Folder to create a project in. So I will have to select to take me to my computer. Then I will come to my desktop. I will create a new folder. I'll come to folder. Then I will create C project. Then I will open that folder and then I will say select. So my demo class is inside my desktop, C project, a folder on my desktop. Then I will say next. Then the compiler I'm going to use, are there other compilers? These are other ones, but this is the one, GNU GCC compiler. So I will say finish. So this is, I can come here and then, so this is my main program, which I'm going to demonstrate on the board for you to see. I can execute this. So I have my header file, 2 header files, and then my main function. Then inside the main function, I have printf hello world. So I'm just going to run this script for you to see how it is going to work. Now I will come here and I will click on build. So it will build successfully. Watch this place. See, process terminated with status 0. So everything is done successfully. Now I want to run this program because the compiler has compiled it. This code, the compiler has compiled this code, right? This is the IDE that has enabled me to write this code, but this was a default one that came with the installation. But this is usually an intro for every programmer. Now I'm going to execute it. The processor now is going to execute the compiled object code. So I'll just click on this and see, it will print it out on the screen. Hello world. Then I will press any button to go back. So that is what I want to demonstrate in terms of downloading and installing the code block, which is an IDE, integrated development environment. Now this is acting as a priest for the developer, and then the compiler. So this will pass the information, this code to the compiler. The compiler will compile it and convert it to an object code in which the processor is going to be able to operate on. So that is what I've explained to you in my previous classes. So this is what I want to show to you. So now we can now go in to learn the C language proper. So till we see in the next class. Bye-bye.